16 August 2021. Good evening. You are listening News Today on Online News Hunt. Before we begin the bulletin, Online News Hunt appeals to all its listeners to stay safe from COVID-19 pandemic, continue to take precautions such as wearing your face mask, use sanitizers and maintain physical distancing each time you step outside to defeat the pandemic. Now, let's get you to the headlines of today. India-Pakistan share greeting sweets on Jammu border. 3 killed in Kabul airport as Afghans scramble to escape Taliban. Snowfall in high reach springs in 16 years. Kokarnag records all-time lowest August temperature and lowest temperature in Kupwara since 1989. 2 JKAS officers posted members of Jammu and Kashmir Service Selection Board. State Board of School Education issued notes regarding syllabus for upcoming board exams. Tractor driver dies in Rafiabad road mess-up. Badgam police arrested 2 drug peddlers. Psychotropic substance recovered. Ahead of marriage, massive fire shattered dreams of twin would-be brides in Srinagar. DC Bandipora tours Shadipora Odina village in Sumbal holds public interactions. Now, the details of these and other news. To mark the country's 75th Independence Day, Indian troops in an act of reciprocity offered their Pakistan counterparts sweets and shared greetings on various crossing points and VOPs along borders in Jammu region on Sunday. This was for the second consecutive day when both the line of control and international border witnesses momentary bonhomie between two hostile neighbors in the form of this sweet diplomacy. On the international border, border security forces personnel at various borders outposts, including those under Jammu frontier, gifted sweet packs to Pakistan Rangers, who too reciprocated in equal measure and sweet gesture. BSF offered sweets to Pak Rangers on 75th Independence Day at various BOPs under Jammu frontier. An army spokesperson said on the occasion of 75th Independence Day of India, Indian Army exchanged sweets and compliments with Pakistan Army at Poonch and Meeder crossing points along LOC in district Poonch. He described the move as enhancing peace and harmony in Jammu and Kashmir. On August 14, similar exchanges between India and Pakistan had taken place on the occasion of Pakistan's Independence Day on the international border and the line of control in Jammu region. Besides other BOPs, this reciprocal though fleeting bonhomie was also witnessed at Chinas Post, Chamlial BOP in Samba district and Oktra Post in Jammu district on Saturday. Such exchanges had stopped in the aftermath of Pulwama attack on February 14, 2019. Yet this year, on July 21, on the auspicious occasion of Eid al-Azha, the ritual was resumed by the nations. At least 3 people were killed by gunfire Monday morning at the passengers terminal of Kabul's international airport, where thousands of Afghans who fear for their lives after the Taliban takeover of the country have swarmed in hopes of getting an evacuation flight. Says reported seeing the warm-blooded bodies lying on the ground just outside the terminal building. Officials at the U.S. Central Command were not immediately available for comment. The U.S. military has taken over security of the Kabul airport to execute the massive airlift to foreign diplomats and citizens after the Afghan government collapsed on Sunday. Those evacuation flights are processed on the separate military side of the airport. The U.S. military extended its footprint to the civilian terminal where thousands of desperate Afghans, many of whom used to work for American forces, continued to flock as the victorious Taliban combed Kabul for those who had collaborated with the West. Fresh light snowfall in upper reaches and incessant rains in plains on Sunday brought mercury levels down in Jammu and Kashmir. As per Kashmir Weather and Independent Weather Forecaster, 12.5 degrees Celsius in Srinagar last night was the lowest August temperature since 2005. The temperature was 5.6 degrees below the normal. On 31st August 2005, Srinagar had recorded a minimum temperature of 10.5 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, Kokarnag in South Kashmir recorded its all-time lowest August temperature at 8.9 degrees Celsius, which was 6.9 degrees below the normal. Kazigund, also in South Kashmir, recorded coldest temperature since 1996 at 9.6 degrees Celsius. On August 25, 1996, Kazigund had recorded a low temperature of 8.4 degrees Celsius. The mercury in Kupwara in North Kashmir settled at a low of 10.3 degrees Celsius, which was lowest temperature since 30 August 1989, when the mercury had gone down to a low of 10.1 degrees Celsius. Kashmir weather has forecast of mostly dry and sunny weather till Thursday. Jammu and Kashmir government on Monday posted 2 JKAS officers as members of the Jammu Kashmir Service Selection Board. The transfers with immediate effect were ordered in the interest of administration, reads an order, a copy of which lies with online news hunt. As per the order, one of the newly appointed members is Neelam Khajuria JKAS, who was awaiting orders of adjustment in the General Administration Department. The other, Narayan Dutt JKAS Project Officer Wage Employment ACD Kathua, has been transferred and posted the member Jammu and Kashmir Service Selection Board. Late evening on 14th August, the State Board of School Education issued the notes regarding syllabus for upcoming board exams. Notes mentions the 30% relaxation in theory part of the syllabus. Let's think about it for a few seconds. It's totally unfair for the students. Meanwhile, CBSE got full mass promotion for the same reason, while State Board is getting 30% relaxation only, and not even 50% of the students demand 50% syllabus relaxation, or school centers with 30% relaxation. Both students requested LG Jammu and Kashmir to look into the matter, as students are already very disturbed by lockdown period. A tractor driver on Monday was killed in a road mishap in North Kashmir's Baramulla district. Reports reaching online news hunt said a tractor driver, a resident of Chalko, was critically injured in a road mishap at Ladura area of Rafiabad after a speedy four-wheeler sumo collided with tractor. However, he was rushed to nearby hospital where doctors declared him brought dead. During Naka checking at Dafpora Nasrulpora Badgam, police party of Police Station Badgam intercepted one scooty bearing registration number JK01H0789 with 2 persons on board. They tried to flee from the spot, but the police party tactfully apprehended both the riders and scooty also seized. During their search, 55 bottles of codeine phosphate-based syrup were recovered from them. The arrested persons have been identified as Javed Ahmad Dar, son of Abdul Rahman Dar, resident of Nasrulpora, Badgam, and the second one is Ijaz Ahmad Khan, son of Muhammad Amin Khan, resident of Dafpora, Nasrulpora, Badgam. FIR was lodged under relevant sections of NDPS Act, has been registered at Police Station Badgam and investigation taken up. Community members are requested to come forward with any information regarding drug peddlers in their neighborhood. Persons found indulging in drug peddling will be dealt as per law. A fortnight before the marriage ceremony, the dreams of twin would-be brides got shattered after a massive blaze reduced their residential house at Basant Bagh area of Srinagar into ashes. The blaze, as per the news agency Online News Hunt, broke out in the wee hours of Monday morning. In the blaze, one residential house belonging to Mushtaq Ahmad Sheikh got reduced to ashes. Mushtaq Ahmad Sheikh, while talking to Online News Hunt, said that he was scheduled to host the guests in the first week of September, saying that his 2 daughters are scheduled to get married. The devastating fire has shattered all our dreams. We have lost everything in the blaze, he said, adding that the gold worth lakhs of rupees and cash was also reduced to ashes in the massive fire. He said that there are no hope left now and the family is Shocking scenes continue to emerge from Afghanistan after chaos erupted at Kabul International Airport, both from a stampede on the tarmac and horror from the sky. As the Taliban claims victory over the country, thousands of terrified residents have been desperately attempting a final bid to flee, with the US troops forced to fire shots into the air as thousands of Afghans crowded into the tarmac. At least 3 deaths have been reported from the scene as residents try to flee the group's feared hardline brand of Islamist rule. The Taliban were reportedly barely 100 meters away, with local sources claiming the group were stopping more people from entering the airport. Hundreds of people are staying at the runway, refusing to leave in the hope of flying out of the hell. Deputy Commissioner Bandipora Dr. Uwais Ahmed on Monday conducted an extensive tour of Shadipora and Odina villages of Sumbal subdivision in Bandipora district and held a public interaction to listen to public issues, grievances and demands. He was accompanied by SDM Sumbal Dr. Bashir Ahmed, Superintending Engineer Irrigation and Flood Control, Executive Engineers of Irrigation and Flood Control, R&B and PDD Tehsildar Sumbal, AEE Jal Shakti and other senior officers of the district. Dr. Uwais inspected various developmental works and also inspected ongoing flood protection works and strengthening of embankments along River Jahlim and other streams at Shadipora. On the occasion, officers informed the Deputy Commissioner about flood protection works and stated that the banks of River Jahlim are regularly monitored and weak embankments are plugged immediately. They said work is in progress on war footing basis to strengthen certain identified areas along River Jahlim and other streams in Shadipora and adjoining areas. The Chinese government on Monday said that it is ready to develop friendly relations with the Taliban as the insurgent group completed its military takeover of the South Asian nations. China respects the right of the Afghan people to independently determine their own destiny and is willing to continue to develop friendly and cooperative relations with Afghanistan. Foreign Minister spokeswoman Hua Chunying said the United States began withdrawing troops in May, and since then the Sunni Pashto fighters have been making rapid advancements in Afghanistan and capturing major cities. On Sunday, the Taliban entered the capital city Kabul and took over the abandoned presidential palace. President Ashraf Ghani has already left the country with his family, chief of staff and national security advisor for Tajikistan. Now sports. 2 England players trap ball with spikes raise eyebrows. Footage from the official broadcaster showed an England player passing the ball to another who used his spikes to trap it. The England team caused a flutter when 2 players tried playing football with the Red Duke's ball during the post-lunch session on the 4th day of the second test at Lord's on Sunday. A footage from the official broadcaster showed an England player passing the ball to another who used his spikes to trap it, raising a storm as accusation of ball tampering flew thick and fast. However, Indian batting coach Vikram Rathore felt it was not deliberate. "We saw it much later, but I don't think it was deliberate," Rathore said at the post-day press conference. The Indian team hasn't lodged an official complaint with match referee Chris Broad. Former Indian defender Chinmoy Chatterjee dies at the age of 68. He was a member of the Arun Ghosh-coached Indian team at the 1978 Bangkok Asian Games, where they finished 4th in the quarter-final league. Former Indian defender Chinmoy Chatterjee, who played for the 3 maiden heavyweights in his prime in the 1970s to 1980s, died of cardiac arrest at his Khardar residence here on Sunday. Chatterjee is survived by his wife, 1 son and a daughter. Saddened to hear about the demise of eminent footballer Chinmoy Chatterjee, his contribution to the world of football will be remembered by all. Heartfelt condolence to his family and fans, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee tweeted. England vs India second test. Pujara Raheen resisted before England hit back. When bad light forced early stumps on day 4, India reached 181 for 6. leading England by 154 runs. The season duo of Chhattiswar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane found much-needed runs to rescue India from a perilous position and gave their team a fighting chance in the second test against England here on Sunday. With their informed openers and skipper Virat Kohli back in the hut at 55 for 3 and India effectively ahead by only 28 runs, the visitors started at a battling collapse considering the prolonged struggles of the middle order and their long tail. However, Pujara 45 of 206 and Rahane 61 of 146 thrived under tremendous pressure to bat for almost 50 hours for a 100-run stand, taking the game to day 5. News from COVID-19. India's coronavirus case load mounted to 3,22,25,513 on Monday, with 32,937 fresh infections, while the active 3,81,947, the lowest in 145 days, according to Union Health Ministry data. The death toll climbed to 4,31,642 as 417 more people succumbed to COVID-19. The data updated at 8 a.m. The 3,81,947 active cases, down from 3,85,336 on Sunday, comprised 1.18% of the total infection in the country, the lowest since March last year. The national recovery rate stands at 97.48%, the highest since March last year. The ministry said the daily positivity rate was recorded at 2.79%. It has remained below 3% for the last 21 days. The weekly positivity rate was recorded at 2.01%, it said. Now today's important desk report about Taliban. An Air India flight A1244 carrying 129 passengers from Afghanistan's capital Kabul landed in Delhi on Sunday. Among them was a woman who expressed despair over the state of affairs in Afghanistan and broke down while speaking to the media at the Indira Gandhi International Airport. The woman said, "I cannot believe the world abandoned Afghanistan. Our friends are going to get killed. Taliban are going to kill us. Our women are not going to have any more rights." The passengers of the Air India flight also included some common citizens, several Afghan politicians, diplomats and security officials posted in the Indian embassy in Kabul. "This is murder by incompetence," said U.S. Air Force veteran Sam Lerman, struggling on Sunday from his home in Woodbridge, Virginia, to find a way out for an Afghan contractor who had guarded Americans and other NATO forces at Afghanistan's Bargham Air Base for a decade. Masooma Tajik, a 22-year-old data analyst, was among hundreds of Afghans waiting anxiously in the Kabul airport to board an evacuation flight. "I see people crying. They are not sure whether their flight will happen or not. Neither am I," she said by phone with panic in her voice. Afghan women have some of the most to lose under the fundamentalist Taliban, whose past government, overthrown by the US-led invasion in 2001, sought to largely confine women to the home. Taliban forces moved early Sunday into a capital beset by fire and declared they were awaiting a peaceful surrender. Names that have landed in India since Friday include Wahidullah Kalimi Zai, MP from Wardak, Abdul Aziz Hakimi, MP from Parwan, MP Abdul Qadir Zazai, Senator Malim Lala Gul, Jamil Karzai, former MP and second cousin to former Afghanistan President Hamid Karzai, Baglan MP Shukriya Ishaq Khel, Muhammad Khan, Senator Engineer Abdul Hadi Agharwal, former Finance Minister Muhammad Sharif Sharifi, brother of former Vice President Yunus Kanoni, MP Maryam Suleiman Khalil, Qais Muwafaq, senior advisor to Afghanistan's upper house. The situation in Afghanistan worsened further later on Sunday night, and with Ashraf Ghani stepped down as president of the country, the Taliban has taken full control of the war-torn country as well as the president. As per reports, President Ashraf Ghani, along with National Security Advisor Hamidullah Mohib and head of the Administrative Office of President Fazl Muhammad Fazli, left Afghanistan for Tajikistan. Stay tuned for online news hunt for more details. Also allow me and my entire news hunt team. Thank you.